This NFL Picks Week 12 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money gray with our partner of picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
My God, Sean, it's already week 12. What are we doing?
Smash the it's already week reference.
Are we going to make it? We're going to survive?
I think we're going to survive. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like a lot of people, fans, content creators hit a wall here. They see Thanksgiving. Oh, holidays right around. They start thinking about their family. Not me. Grinding out more games. Lock it in harder than ever. Focusing those lasers. Excited for the show tonight, Ryan. Dallas week, Eagles rocking Kelly Green. Just super excited.
Yeah, a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about on and off the field. Also want to shout out to the pieces of shit over at Verizon. If they're listening, you guys know what you did.
I thought you were about to go after the Jalen Hurts slanderous report.
We can do that. We can do that. For
just the way you raised your voice, I thought that's where you were going. I didn't realize it was Verizon. I was about to get it.
Well, every step in line, you can get it. I have an iPhone like everyone in the world. All of a sudden my iPhone stops charging. These pieces of shit they make over in China, the ports eventually fail. Planned obsolescence. Hey, you got to get a phone.
Whoa, planned obsolescence, huh?
Don't you? I mean, that's what I think. You don't think they could make a phone that lasts 15 years? I take it into the iPhone place. You get this. I mean, they're all geek squads now, but they wear like a polo shirt, give you a hard time. Oh, hey, this isn't working. Take it to Verizon. Maybe you're available for an upgrade. Okay, go on to Verizon. It is hilarious. They act like you won some prize. Hey, great news. You're available for an upgrade.
Sick.
Oh, wow. You gave me the opportunity to give you more money. Thank you, Verizon. Thank you for that opportunity. But again, I need a phone. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. So I click, use my upgrade. Thank you, Verizon. And then I think I'm getting a new phone in the mail. Okay, great. Problem solved. I get an email. Oh no, something happened to your order. Okay, what happened to my order? Have to call this number. Some sort of fraud department.
How many weeks are we talking at this point?
What do you mean weeks?
I'm just. What's the timeline at this point? Same day?
Yes.
Next day. Okay, same day. All right.
Same day.
Okay.
Same day.
So you're still hot from the beginning.
Yes, I just left the iPhone store. I was in my car firing away. And then you call this number. This again, foreign customer service person who I have no issue with, but it does make communication that much harder when English is not your language. So we're talking it out. He's verifying me. Okay, verified. And they do this move now where they call your number while you're on the phone with them.
Verify.
Hey, can I talk to Sean Green? Sure. We were just talking. Hi-ish. And now we're continuing to talk. Here's my name. Here's my address. Here's all my information. Go through the entire thing. Sorry, sir. Need driver's license or passport. What are you talking about? How do I give you my driver's license or passport? Sorry, sir. You have to go to Verizon store. All right, this is insane. I tripped off some sort of thing. I show up at the Verizon
the sound
store.
of capitalism right there. Offshore support.
Yeah. Shout out to the offshores. I show up at Verizon store. I go, hey, I'm trying to get my phone replaced. And they said I have to come in to verify. And the guy's like, oh, no, kid. Yeah, you think you can verify here? You think you can verify here? Oh no, you have to call this number. I go, no. You misunderstood. I just called this number last night and I was on the phone for 20 minutes. The resolution was to come in to the Verizon store. He goes, oh, we can't do anything with that. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do anything with that? And he pulls up the order. I'm like, there's not a cancel button on that thing. I go, just cancel the order, and then I'll take one of these phones. Oh no, that's
like that, Sean.
That's impossible. So it's a 2-man operation. And this fucking punk kid comes over with a laminated card he slaps on the table, and it has the customer service number. So I put it on speakerphone. I did all this last night. We're doing the same thing. The guy goes, yeah, that's what you got to do.
Wow.
That's what you got to do. I go, but then he told me to come in here. And the guy goes, I don't know why he would do that. I go, yeah, I don't know either. And then the guy kept going, they did this, they that, the front. I go, you realize they is you. You are Verizon. So when you're talking about other people in Verizon, that's not they. Well, I'm a they. You're a you. So,
authorized reseller.
No, it's a fucking Verizon store. You're wearing a fucking Verizon shirt. You're repping
it's outsourced, a little this.
And I go, little customer service tip. I'm coming in here trying to give you $1,100 for this fucking phone. Act like you give a shit. Act like you care. Act like you want my $1,100. I go, as a business owner, if someone's trying to give you business, you go, hey, I'm happy to help you. Sorry for the inconvenience. And I just kept going to my shift. I go, you admit this is crazy, right? He wouldn't even admit that it's crazy. I go, of course it's crazy. And the manager's sitting there. I go, are you the manager? He goes, I'm one of the managers.
Oh,
why do you need more than 3 guys to manage a 100 square foot retail Verizon store? Also, how beta is this guy? There's 4 managers. You're not one of them. You have the dark surf shirt. Work your way up. And then, when you know it, the Hayesh comes on the phone. He's like, yes, the order, 20 minutes on the phone in the Verizon store on speakerphone, just screaming my mailing address, all the personal information. I don't care. And then they goes, yes, the order's processed. I'm like, what the fuck? Why'd you tell me to come into Verizon? I don't know who said that, sir. So Verizon goes in the locker.
Oh, wow. So you're still with Verizon, yeah?
Yeah, what am I gonna do? Change? I mean, that's the thing. It's a phone. It's a cell phone. They got you over the barrel. What am I gonna be the guy? Oh, I'm not gonna have a cell phone. All right. Like that doesn't work. Come on. And they know they got you by the balls. So shout out to Verizon.
We do need some sort of decentralized network that a cellular device could connect to. See, they're not
blockchain cell phone. Ryan, get on that. Sounds like a great idea.
I mean, there are a couple projects. I think the issue is the infrastructure required. You're going to need someone like Elon to do it from space.
Yeah. Well, he's still,
and then he's
still trying to figure out DMs on X. So.
Yeah, that's a pretty complex problem. So. Which, by the way, I don't know what happened, but it was like someone put up a dam from all the sexy lady bots trying to take me to dinner at an Italian place near my office for 2 days. And then God unleashed all of them again. And they're coming in all different forms.
Really?
They've gotten sassier. And I'm getting texts about it. Like if I don't respond to the junk text, I get a sassy, I guess we're not going to follow through on our plans, or some like overly explicit, like non-English speaking American way to say it. It's also funny
when they, whatever sort of racket they're running with some of these texts, it will be, hello friend, I heard you're back in Las Vegas. Do you want to catch dinner at 9 a.m.? Like you have so much of this backstory right, but you're trying to say get dinner at 9 a.m.
In some ways,
who am I, CD Lamb, after barfing at the Red Rock at 7 a.m.?
Well, it shows you it's probably like that's like a tip off. It's probably got some AI involved.
And as Trevor points out, I mean, I don't know why I'm not already switched over to Mint Mobile. Ryan Kramer, was paying too much for my phone bill.
But I mean, again, it will go down in history.
And shout out to Peanut saying, Jesus Christ, you got my blood pressure up. Well, it is fun to rant on customer service. So I'm doing it for everyone out there who has been fucked by these mega corporations who just don't care about the bottom. It's just like, oh yeah, sure. Take your business.
Imagine the first guy who was like, you know what? Our point of contact with the customer, let's send that to India.
Well, but then also too, these guys you're supposed to be in sales and customer service. Our buddy Japan, who in the chat, who sells cars, if I walked into the car dealership trying to get a car, be like, oh, hey, Mr. Green, you look great in a Cadillac. What can hey, take it out on the test drive. Feel this V8 engine. They're trying to sell you. The problem is these sales guys, I don't know if they don't work on commission. They don't give a shit. Maybe it's also a post-COVID thing.
Oh, our buddy Dick Olson has shared story. I mean, he works in a industry where you're selling constantly, and it sounds like a young person problem. Just like the expectation, like these when we were younger, Sean. I'm sure a lot of us grew up in the '80s. Were aware of the sales job at Sears.
Yeah,
commission based, right? And I think I think people. It's one of those things where you if you've never worked a job where you don't get paid unless you deliver.
Well, it's
like today they would be like, well, that's not fair. That's not fair. You have to pay me to come to work. It's not fair.
That is, and I will say what some of the nice. It's when I get my wife a nice. If I go to Tiffany's, shout out to Tiffany's if you're listening. Free plug.
Wow.
If I get her a nice piece of jewelry for maybe her birthday and Christmas, that is customer service to the yin yang. Well, come in. Can I get you water? Do you need a beverage? Just complete. I look forward to. I don't love spending a ton of money, but at least they make you feel good about it. Meanwhile, what I'm paying for jewelry is probably the same thing I'm paying for a cell phone. Meanwhile, instead of some hot chick who smells good that tells me I'll get you a nice carbonated water, I got some fucking cross-eyed guy in a polo mean mugging me. So not a
cross-eyed, huh?
He's just.
I will say the jewelry setup that I have a contact there.
Oh yeah, they always give you the card. Please come back.
It gets better. I have dropped my children off at the mall to do some bidding at the jewelry store with my contact. I don't even have to go in the place.
Yeah, that is
all handled remotely. And again, that's customer service.
Garza in the chat saying bring back call centers to America. Even Pizza Hut outsourced. I called to order a pizza, was confused when an Indian guy answered. There are places in New York City in like Midtown Manhattan where you go up to get like a donut or whatever sort of fast food thing, and it's a kiosk operated by someone overseas. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like part of the problem is where we started here, which is the young people don't want to work these bullshit jobs. Like they view this as a bullshit job, which, I mean, again, I think with call centers, it's unfortunately going to be AI. It's going to at least sound, we're going to at least be able to understand it.
Hello, Ryan.
But it's going to be AI very soon. But yeah, I mean, the food kiosk or the anything where you're like the parking garage scenario too. You've seen those where it's like, somehow these large parking garages have outsourced their customer service to India. And it's like,
it's insane.
It's really how much are you saving? Because I've been a part of outsourcing stuff to other countries, and you end up spending a lot of money on other shit.
Yeah.
And so I shout out to the countries. Ireland's actually low key one of them. You didn't know.
Kramer,
filthy Irish.
We have to talk about the other thing that's blown up on social media. Our buddy, now, while technically he's in college football now, we have to talk about this. Bill Belichick was spotted.
I had no idea where you're going there.
Oh, well, I'm transitioning to you news story.
That was a good transition.
Oh, thank you.
I was riveted.
Well, usually transitions, the point is then maybe not point them out, but our buddy Bill Belichick was cited at an adult cheering competition, which he went there to support his girlfriend, Jordan.
Is that actually Hudson. What it's called? Did you get the name right? I want to make sure we're not. It's actually adult cheerleading. So as in people are like, as if we're going to like, hey, let's go play slow pitch softball as a company. They're doing cheerleading as a company.
Everyone I'm seeing is calling it adult co-ed cheerleading competition. So this is basically rec league softball, except for
I gotta be honest. It sounds like a clever way to have orgies without people knowing what you're up to.
And Peanut wants me to still say fuck Verizon. Yes, this is insane. I mean, I think I'm in the majority here. I was completely unaware of adult co-ed cheerleading, that was a thing. And this is the great Jordan with two guys. And this is I thought honestly, when first looking at the gentleman next to her in the cheerleading competition, I thought they had a skin rash, but Ryan was saying, no, this is bedazzling, but the bedazzles look like flesh colored. This is it's one of those, or maybe it's one of those things. Have you seen those people who put like little stones underneath their skin as like I mean, Kramer, what is going on with this guy?
Is that supposed to be beautiful?
Again,
is any of this supposed to be like, oh yeah, that's hot?
Someone said,
why is it these weird hobbies also involve you putting on a bunch of makeup and looking like a drag queen?
Someone said this looks like a Toddlers and Tiaras reunion. The
guy on the right does look a little annoyed.
Yeah, it looks like a outside linebacker.
I gotta be honest,
decent sized guy.
It almost looks like the guy on the right is a diehard football fan, and his vantage point is this, and he's just having this moment where he's like, "Dear God, Bill Belichick's here. The fuck is Bill Belichick here?" So imagine this, right? Like they're getting a photo of them, right?
Yeah.
And the guy on the right has this look like it, and he's reacting.
Do you think they know who Bill Belichick is?
He's reacting to this. That's what he sees. He sees Bill Belichick, and it's like, God, oh my God, why is Bill Belichick here? He should be coaching football. This is ridiculous. Meanwhile, we have this weird black gentleman with a very zesty blue suit on the left.
Yeah.
Another bedazzled dude on the right. What is Belichick thinking right now?
Hey, if you want to, whatever adults want to do and hang out and have fun, God bless them. It's just so funny to see Bill Belichick in this world, right? Because he's just the ultimate curmudgeon. If you told me of all the things you would guess Bill Belichick would be at post leaving the NFL, adult cheerleading competition,
co-ed. So I got to be honest. This solidifies it for me. Jordan's tongue has been in Bill Belichick's ass.
That is a disgusting.
I mean, look at that face. He does not want to be there.
This is a man who, yes, had
and you were supposed to believe he's all in on North Carolina football. He's about as all in on North Carolina football as Brian Kelly was with that family bullshit.
Yeah, this is I mean,
look at this guy. He's miserable.
Yeah, he is not. He's not having any sort of fun.
But hey, Bill, how's it going?
And shout out to Garza pointing out, still rocking the gray hoodie. Come on, dude, Bill, if you're gonna go, support the cheerleaders. Wear a nice bedazzled top. And hey, whatever it is, well, why not? I guess I'm confused. If you're into that kind of stuff, why not do adult gymnastics? Right? Do they have that? The cheerleading just seems.
Isn't that just being something a professional?
Well, cheerleading just seems something you grow out of in high school and college. And I'm not in the cheerleading world. Like the idea of cheerleading, but not having a team to cheer for and cheering for the. It just seems like something. Why not do gymnastics?
There are adult clubs with everything. I mean, I guess in that sense, yeah. I mean, you could pretty much find any sport and play it as an adult. So I guess if people who are passionate about what I don't understand is that a lot of sports like this one. Let me get the juicy stuff back up. A lot of sports like this one are essentially pyramid schemes for youth, where the parents pay all this money. They go to these convention centers. There's hotel kickbacks.
Uncle Bill footing some of the,
and the audience is the parents.
Yeah.
So in this case,
who's the parent?
Who's watching this shit? Like, are we going down to the Vegas Convention Center? Getting trapped in those fluorescent lights all, because if Belichick's doing that, I'll tell you what, he's not going to last long. Again, though, he certainly, she has really captured the greatest, one of the great, the only, like, the football mind that Lawrence Taylor respected the most has been captured by this
What is
woman.
Lawrence? Oh man, if we could get Lawrence Taylor, get him a couple cocktails, and actually hear him say what he thinks about this situation.
We kind of have a loose mutual contact potentially with Lawrence Taylor. It might be time to. I feel like
is this when we fired up.
I think I'm going to send. Well, I don't even know if we're thinking of the same guy. This is the same guy that got us Brandon Jacobs.
Oh yes.
And so I think it might be time to fire off a text.
Let's get it. All right, Kramer. Fun busting old Billy's balls there. We got a lot to get to. We're gonna pick every NFL game against the spread like we've been doing since 2011. Before we do, of course, shout out to our merch sale. Look at this DGen University hat. This is pretty sweet. Love the DGen University gear. Of course, SGP gear, SGPN. We have a bunch of fun holiday only stuff. We got the Santa and the 2.5 hose take the over. We got Rudolph the red nose rain beers. A very fun Rudolph doing some cocaine there. The hoodies are great. 25% off everything when you use the promo code holiday. Kramer, also I think something happened. I can't put the chat up on the stream. I think some of the channels got disconnected. Would love to share some of these comments on screen because we got a bunch of great ones. Shout out to the live listeners, youtube.com/sportsgaming podcast. Smash that subscribe button. And we're also brought to you by our good buddies over on Novig. Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig's great because you're getting the best prices in the market. Love Novig. I've been playing a lot of my first touchdown stuff over on Novig. Why? Because I don't like to pay Vig. Who doesn't like to get the best price? There's a 12 to 1, 15 to 1. It does make a difference, and that adds up. One of my fun long shot plays from the Thursday night props is, of course, Davis Mills to get into the end zone. First touchdown anytime. Fun little play there. Get in over on Novig. Spend $5. Get $50 when you use a promo code SGPN. The great thing is it's available in a ton of states. Download the Novig app. See if your state is one of them. When you use the promo code SGPN, sign up, deposit, and get that sweet, sweet bonus. Novig, promo code SGPN.
You can try to refresh. I have the same problem, so it could just be stuck.
Don't worry, we are getting all the great comments. Appreciate everyone sending in the comments, the questions. The chat is always a lot of fun. Love chopping up with the guests.
Last thing I'll say about the adult cheerleading thing.
Okay.
I mean, it shouldn't be that surprising. She was participating in like AA beauty pageants.
Yes.
So in the Northeast, which apparently
what's weirder, beauty pageants as an adult or cheerleading competitions?
As an adult,
yeah,
I think in a weird way, beauty pageants are probably a little bit. It's both weird because they're both things designed for children, for the most part. Okay, professional teams need cheerleaders. Are you cheering for professional teams? No, you're cheering for like 50 people in the back of a convention center on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, and I can make an argument both ways. One, I've heard of beauty pageants before. I'm aware of Miss Universe, Miss America. So I at least have heard of it. I understand, hey, you want to get into commercial acting, you want to be a famous person. It's a kind of an older school, the influencers, the IG models. It's that path. So at least I'm aware of that. I was not aware of adult cheerleading, but if you're making a case for adult cheerleading, hey, at least we're doing an athletic competition. We're getting a workout where it's a team building exercise. In some ways, it's less weird than just a beauty pageant, right?
So I am looking at a age grid. This doesn't make any sense, Sean. They have multiple adult brackets. So they even have competitions. Who funds this shit?
Bill Belichick, apparently.
My God. Is this affecting your opinion? Perhaps you were someone that was holding on to that. It wasn't Tom Brady. It was Bill Belichick. Like, he's still obviously one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. I don't care what he's doing at North Carolina. It's only year one. Mike Lombardi's the bozo, not Bill Belichick. Does this affect your judgment on Bill Belichick?
It doesn't help. It doesn't help his legacy. It just doesn't.
Is it because it's sad to see the guy on the other end of it?
It's sad to see a guy you respected as an NFL coach that was seen as the hoodie. He was like this mysterious. He was like Darth Vader of the NFL.
He was a badass, right? No distractions.
Yeah,
no distractions.
Locked in. Do your job. And now his job is waving a pom pom to support his young ass girlfriend. So it's sad to see a badass be pussy whipped. I think is what it gets,
especially by a basic bitch like Jordan. Same like Beyonce over here.
No, come on,
basic bitch. All right, do you want to talk about football? Sean?
Let's go, baby.
All right, let's get into it. As always, guess who made some slides this week?
Colby.
Shout
out to Colby.
And he went real, he went as weird as, if you had told me Colby's going to make some super weird slides, or you're going to see some photos surface of Bill Belichick in adult cheerleading competition, I would have said Colby's weird slides, and then I still would have been surprised by. I mean, you could be the most diehard football fan in the world. You're not going to seen, I'd say 50% of these logos.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, Thursday night. Interesting move of the number here, Sean. We'll discuss it a little bit. Okay. Bills laying 6 now, minus 280 on the money line. Houston plus 235. 43.5 is the total. Now, it was, I believe this number opened 3.5. Now, sometimes we get some fugazi numbers there, but I'm not, and we know that perhaps this was a okey doke because the number thought CJ Stroud, of course, would be coming back, missing already 2 games with a concussion, but on a short week, was out on the practice field last week, in the capacity you would have needed to be in to clear the concussion protocol. And so maybe that's where the number moved. Yeah. So according to the screen I'm looking at, the circa opened at 3.5, and the move to 6 basically came when CJ Stroud got ruled out.
Yeah, I guess
that's which is a little interesting to me. I guess that's why I brought it up, because do you think that's warranted?
Not
Davis
really.
Mills has been serviceable, certainly not three points off of what CJ Stroud is.
2.5 points, but it's not. It was already 3.5. I would make the difference between these two. Maybe
it's a soft 2.5.
Yeah, I think you're going through the 4, but that's it. Like, this isn't going from 4 to 7.5 or something like that, or 5 to 7.5. But that being said, I thought Davis Mills has thrown the ball pretty well, and he showed his legs in that Jags game. I thought he played pretty well, leading the Texans back to get that victory against the Jags. I thought it wasn't amazing against the Titans, but that was clearly kind of a letdown spot, division thing. They couldn't get the run game going. I just look at this Bills team, and I know I've been bit in the ass here a couple times fading the Bills, but look at the Bills in their 4 road games. They blew out the Jets and they blew out the Panthers, but they also lost to Atlanta and they lost to Miami. They lost to teams that could run the ball and or play some pretty good defense. Now, Atlanta's defense was playing really well at the time. They gave Josh Allen a bunch of trouble, and they turned over Josh Allen. And I think this Houston Texans defense is going to be able to turn over Josh Allen. Texans are +7 in the turnover differential. Josh Allen does have 7 interceptions this season. The Bills are only +1 to the turnover differential. I kind of think this is a similar game to what we saw in Atlanta earlier in the season, where this is going to be a Texans defense. No Dalton Kincaid. I know the Bills offense really lit it up, but I think that was more an indictment of the Tampa Bay Bucks at home, playing the Tampa Bay Bucks at home, the Bucks defense being kind of a disaster here.
We lost their top cornerback as well.
Yeah. Dean getting knocked out certainly didn't help them. Vita Vea, it's clear, is not 100%. I mean, we'll break down the Bucks later, but I think this is actually a decent spot. Houston's defense, 3rd overall DVOA. This is a very good defense. And then on the other side, the Bills defense has really struggled. I think there's going to be opportunities for Nico Collins. There's going to be opportunities for Woody Marks. So, and for whatever reason, the Bills have struggled in Houston. Josh Allen has started, the Bills have dropped 5 straight games. outright in Houston, last winning there in 2006. Now Josh has started 3 of those, and Buffalo scored 20 points or fewer in each of them. So again, some of that historic stuff maybe doesn't matter. It's only 3 Josh Allen games, but we see this all the time where one team kind of has the other team's number. And I think at the very least, this is going to be a 3-4 point game. So give me the Texans and the points.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's you can look to how this game went last year, where the Texans were kind of dominant in the first half. Bills scrambled on back, and I think the other angle that you have to convince yourself of, if you're backing the Texans here, which I am, and that is you have to assume that the return of Jeffrey Simmons last year for the Titans, or last week for the Titans, was a big reason as to why they couldn't run the ball. Because if they show up and can't run the ball against the Bills, this could be a long game. But I'm with you. Later in the season, Thursday night games, you're going to lean dog already. You also have a situational spot. I believe you have a defense that turns the ball over, and Josh has been loose with the ball lately.
Yeah, that's really the main thing. I think there's going to be, there's just going to be a couple Josh Allen turnovers. I mean, how ugly was that like chest pass interception? He's putting a lot on his shoulders. You can tell he's trying to do too much at times. And so much like last week, did you also, I forget which side you were on last week for Thursday night. You were not on the dog. Much like last week, it wasn't the prettiest spot to be on, but had to take the points on Thursday night. And I said this on the prop show. I think they have to be a little bit aware. Josh just did a lot in the last game. Big win against the Bucs, emotional. I wonder how much they're going to be looking for him to design run type stuff. And I wonder how much that, if my theory is right and they just run the ball a bunch, whether it's Cook or the other guys, it also shortens the game. Yeah. And the Texans are looking to shorten the game. Oh, 100%.
And so you end up with a, 43.5, not totals guys, but that seems like a fairly high total.
Smash it. Give me the Houston Texans +6, Texans +6 for Kramer as well.
All right. Game number 1 in the early window on Sunday, Sean. We have 6 in the early window, which I'm okay with because they gave us 4 in the late window. Keeps Scott Hansen off the quad box if you're a solo TV setup guy. We, of course, aren't. We have 8 TVs. Shout out to God's Eye. The Pittsburgh Steelers head to Chicago. Classic matchup here, kind of, to take on the Bears. Bears laying 2.5, -140 on the money line, +120 for the Steelers. 45.5 is the total. Well, Mr. Tomlin in a familiar spot, catching a short number on the road against. Now this Caleb Williams has become, I feel like, a topic of debate amongst the analytical crowd. Is he good or is he not good? Now, of course, there are ways to represent what he's been doing and be excited about it. There are also ways to say, well, this is going to regress. He's creating a lot of sacks. They're just not sacks right now.
But how does that work? Is that like the wins don't matter because you had less yards? I
think just like anything else, when you analyze something, you can analyze it to the point of having meaningful data sets and truth around the idea that something may regress and also sound like a complete buffoon. Caleb Williams is playing good. I would say I don't think he's fixed.
No, but I
think the Bears are still a very flawed team. In fact, you want to go through the league and figure out which first place team you trust the most. Good luck. The Bears are not one of them for me. And I think but I would say to that, I feel like this is priced into the price. No one in the market is trusting the Bears. Do you look at the odds to win the division? It's not like the Bears are some big favorite. Everyone thinks the Bears are fraudulent. Well, what I was going to say is in some ways they have elements of being the same team as their AFC North leading foe.
Yes.
Where
these two teams have a lot in common. Questionable quarterback play, but they've really been getting by with a sweet turnover differential. The Bears +16. The second closest is the Rams at +10. Meanwhile, the Steelers are still very good at +8, but the Bears are 8 more turnover differential. And I know turnovers regress and whatever, but to me, it's going to regress next year. The Bears are probably going to end up winning a bunch more games, and we're going to be looking at them when we do our 32 NFL team previews and go, oh, this team's fraud. They had all these close wins. They had all these turnover differential. It doesn't really happen until the next year. Bears number 3 run blocking team in the league. DeAndre Swift is having a nice renaissance. Once Kyle Monangai, it seemed like he might steal his job. All of a sudden, DeAndre Swift was 100% healthy. And Tomlin is normally historically good as a dog. If you want to just auto play that, I understand it. He has been cold lately, a little cool on the underdog thing. But going back to it, Ryan, when Caleb gets sacked 2 times or less, the Bears are 9-5 straight up. When he gets sacked 3 or more times, they are 3-10 straight up over the last 2 seasons. And even a couple of those losses were last year. I think this Bears team, they're believing in themselves. They're pulling games out of their ass. Like, look, last year's Bears team never would have won that Vikings game. They never would have won that Vikings game. And something happened after 9 beat them in that first game.
9.
They really kind of took on a new, I guess you'd say coat. If you're a bear, you shed your old coat, you hibernate, you come out, you're feeling like a fresh new bear. I think that's kind of what's going on with this Bears team. And as much as I, don't think it's a huge downgrade, Mason Rudolph to Aaron Rodgers, I do think Mason Rudolph on the road, his kryptonite has been turning the ball over against this Bears team. Mason Rudolph outdoors, I think, is a tough spot for Mason Rudolph. So I'm going to take the Chicago Bears here. I'm projecting that Mason Rudolph will be the starter. Of course, we all know Rodgers owns the Bears 24-5 historically against the Chicago Bears, but I think the Bears get it done. I think they cover the 2.5. Kramer, what are you doing? It sounds like you're going Steelers.
I am. And I think you're a little bit forgetting how the Bears Vikings game went last week. Or maybe the Bears Giants game of the week. But here's what I'd say.
Yeah, they were both. They were down. They came back. They won in unbelievable fashion. They're at home. This is what they do.
I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm going to stay true to the trend. I saw someone in the chat saying that Pittsburgh's a public side. I would say that I would. The Green Book is heavily skewed towards Chicago right now. So I don't know if that's an accurate statement. And with something to pay attention to, both of the linebackers that have been integral to the Bears' ability to stop the run did not practice.
TJ Edwards
and Edmonds.
Yeah, but Edwards hasn't been playing for a while.
That's not true. He went out last week.
No, he didn't. He played last week. Pretty sure he's still out last week.
Maybe I'm thinking Edmonds. One of them went out last week. Look it up.
Yeah, Edwards last played November 2nd.
So 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking Edmonds then. I would say that and we saw it last week, the plays that the Vikings were able to get back going with were what? Jordan Mason gouging them after getting good field position. So I think this is an Arthur Smith game. Strangely, and
I just look at how they were able to turn over JJ McCarthy, and I think they're going to be able to do that with Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph is a vet who's going to be able to run the offense, hand the ball off, and make a throw or two. JJ McCarthy is one of the worst quarterbacks we've seen in the NFL over the last 5 years, Sean. I look at a lot of graphs.
It's not just JJ McCarthy. Again, they're plus 16 turnover differential. They've done a good job turning over.
Sure. I just don't know how many times they're going to pass the ball. I think it's another one, low scoring game. Total at 45 is interesting to me. Give me the Steelers. And
give me the Chicago Bears laying the 2.5.
Good luck fading Tomlin on a Sunday catching points, Sean. And
what
again,
do you mean? I should have done it against the Chargers.
Have you ever seen that Steelers logo?
No, these are all unique logos.
Never seen that in my life. I think Colby might have made these. We'll have to ask him. Game 2, Jets, Ravens laying 13.5. Again,
real quick, the splits on Mason Rudolph, 16 road games, 12 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
Okay.
I was just highlighting how he's struggled turning the ball over in road games.
Yeah, he's had a turnover or two. I wouldn't say it's a glaring problem, but I'm sure a couple of those games had 3 or 4 interceptions. So
Okay.
throw the outliers out, and he's just a below average quarterback.
That is
aka a backup quarterback.
That is funny when people go, all right, take out his explosive run, and he only averaged 3.4 yards per carry.
Exactly. You take out the outliers. You don't understand how to handle data, Sean. Ravens laying 13.5, minus 1050 on the money line. 7-1 for the Jets. 44.5 is the total. Sean, we have a Tyrod Taylor revenge spot.
Yes. But he has a lot of revenge on his mind.
Well, the one franchise you could argue he doesn't hate is this one.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, he was behind a Super Bowl winner. He ended up getting good opportunities afterwards, where he was like stabbed, stolen of a starting. I mean, the amount of things that happened to him on the other stints, not the Ravens, would make me think. And he seems like a classy guy who doesn't care about revenge at all. But I mean, Justin Fields still going to play, right?
I don't think so.
They're going to have a couple packages for him. Run the damn ball.
I mean, no, I don't think so at all. Like that creativity we keep wanting to project on the Jets play call, it has not happened. Have you watched the Jets game? They treated Justin Fields as a regular quarterback. If they were going to get creative, why were they not going to do it when he was out there as the starting quarterback?
Would you be starting Tyrod?
Oh, geez. I mean, am I in this situation? Am I Aaron Glenn?
Yeah.
I would probably start Justin Fields, but I would run different plays. So, but it doesn't seem like they want to do that. I would run a quarterback run heavy offense. And
it's like, hey, so your top receivers out.
But if you're gonna insist on dropping back Justin Fields, then no, I would start Tyrod. And what I like about Tyrod is this guy covers spreads. Tyrod ATS is awesome for his career. 35, 21 and 4 ATS since the start of 2022, 5-0-1. He's also great in this sweet spot where his team is under 500 straight up. He's 15-5-1 ATS, 10-2-1 ATS as a dog. So I think this is, and I think you mentioned it too. The Ravens are kind of tricky because they were them, and you locked them up. We were all over the Browns last week, catching the 7.5. They almost blew it.
A little bit of a sweat.
But the handicap was definitely right. It was a third game of a road game for the Ravens. The Browns defense at home is another animal. Now, you could argue in some ways the Ravens are a little undervalued because they're coming off a 3-game road stretch. This is a good spot for them, getting back at home, getting right. But I think also Tyrod is the guy that's perpetually undervalued. He can run a competent offense in the same way that we just saw this Jets team kind of hang around with the Pats. I think we can see a similar game script here against the Ravens, and Lamar continues to be banged up. I think he'll be out there. I think he'll be fine, but we haven't really seen Lamar play at an elite level coming back from that hamstring issue. It was originally the hamstring issue. Last week it was a knee. This week it's an ankle issue. Now he didn't practice on a Wednesday.
He just doesn't like practicing Wednesday.
I'm not saying he's not going to play, but clearly you looked at him rolling around in the pocket. We didn't see that explosive playmaking Lamar that we saw early in the season. Again, I still think they're going to be solid and be able to move the ball. And the Jets defense obviously has plenty of holes. I mean, Mark Andrews could have a big game. It's probably already priced in. That being said, I will take the Jets here plus 13.5. Tyrod as a dog is almost an autoplay.
Did you mention the part where they play Joe Burrow and the Bengals next week?
I didn't, but they're looking ahead to a Thursday night rivalry game.
Seems pretty clear there's a chance that they, pack it in a little early.
Yeah, good point. If they are up, 17 points, maybe you, again, this isn't the NBA, but I could see them not going 100% late in that fourth quarter if they're already looking ahead to that Thursday game.
And their path to the playoffs is winning the division because they still play a ton of division games. And so, I think in some ways this is a spot where you can look past. And to your point, everything you said about Tyrod, it's also just been a very good week to be a Hokie. So, Tyrod's getting. I almost want to sprinkle the money line because how high the Virginia Tech vibes are right now, Sean.
Really?
You know,
I mean, this is
Virginia Tech hired the best coach in the coaching cycle when half the SEC needs a coach.
Ryan did fall for a Sam Leavitt
that's fine.
Sign to Virginia Tech that Cousin Mush sent him.
I'm not even mad that I got done.
You're very, very happy.
Because it's just like this is what's happening right now doesn't, and the basketball team's undefeated.
Yeah,
what's happening now doesn't feel real, Sean. But
it's still real to me.
Jets plus
13.5. Easy money.
This was one of the games where I changed my initial gut reaction was this is obviously going to be the Ravens, and then I started diving into the situational stuff.
Tyrod as a dog is just so good, and then to your point, looking ahead to the Thursday night.
And I know they're getting home after a 3-game road stretch, but that Browns game was physical. Myles Garrett was out there doing dirty things.
Yeah, he sacked him 4 times. He took a ton of shots, and he's got a game on Thursday. Let's go Jets, baby.
It's that time of the year. A lot of situational spots this week. Giants, the return of Jackson Dart, Sean.
Lead running back for the New York Giants.
I don't know if you saw the clips of, which by the way, if you're not watching Cam Scadaboo, the streamer, highly recommended.
Saw someone gave him a go birds while he was streaming.
He got he got stuffed playing Madden as himself and crashed out a little bit. It was pretty funny.
He did name the Eagles one of his Super Bowl teams.
Okay.
It's nice.
Well, I mean, he's a content creator now, so he's got to be objective. I think so far he's off to a great start. And the apparently the haters are out there telling him he shouldn't have been at the wrestling event.
Well, it is very funny that he's. I think Steph had a great tweet where his toe was, facing his asshole 3 weeks ago, and now he's getting like roughed around at a WWE event.
Yeah, he's he's a running back. He knows his career is short. He's trying to make a couple bucks.
All right,
and he's out for the year. I don't have a problem with that. Giants catching 10 points on the road here against
Doctor recommended WrestleMania.
Detroit. Well, he had his boys there with him. Detroit laying and the way that ESPN's pushing. Like, quick aside, ESPN having interviews with wrestlers as if we're watching a real sport activity here. It's gotten a little ridiculous. Giants catching 10 in Detroit plus 425 on the money line. Lions minus 550. 50.5 is the total. Sean, after the break, we have Rey Mysterio here talking about his beef with Cam Scadaboo.
It's funny how they just kind of
they're actors.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they're going to be pushing solitaire. Well, don't sign up for Stephen A.'s solitaire. As a sharp gambler, I got to tell you, don't sign up for that solitaire. They got bots playing against you.
Sean, what are we doing?
Smith.
What are we doing?
You're not getting paid enough. You got to do solitaire on social media.
There goes his presidential run.
I mean, we would say probably depending on how big the bag is, but we would probably say no to solitaire for money bags. Also, it's just so dumb. Who plays solitaire for money? Of all the things you can play for money, why solitaire?
We've definitely taken some money from some sketchy fucking people before.
But we need it. Stephen A. doesn't.
No, I'm saying that in this case, that the quick quality check probably would have caused us to be like,
If you Google it, it's one of the first things.
How do you make money? Yeah, I mean Google's getting good at the scam detection. So shout out to Google. Shout out to AI. If it can help us with the political text too, that would be nice. So Sean, give me your handicap of why you like the line. I mean, this number's come in a little bit. Perhaps the Giants have taken on some money. Is that the return of Jackson Dart has people excited? He shows up in the top right corner of so many graphs. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great spot for the Lions coming off a embarrassing loss there against the Eagles. If you look at any sort of, I mean, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell are just awesome. Off a bye, 22 and ATS. Sorry, off a loss, 22 and ATS. They've covered 13 in a row, going back to November 1st, 2022.
Wow.
I think situationally, this is just an awesome spot for the Lions. They're back at home. They're playing a defense that cannot keep up with the speed of Jamison Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, all going to have massive days against this Giants defense. You have Abdul Carter, who allegedly slept through a meeting and thus was not starting. He's kind of fallen off there defensively. And you look at Jackson Dart. Is he an upgrade from Jameis? I guess we'll see. I know Giants quarterback coach Shea Tierney showed Dart videos of multiple quarterbacks to show the difference between being aggressive and being reckless, according to reports.
Well, he can go fuck himself. He's one of Daboll's guys.
Shea Tierney.
Yeah, he's getting rid. They're going to put 2 in the back of his head.
All right, so maybe
I give a shit.
Maybe he won't listen, and maybe they will run more. I don't think this Giants defense can handle this high-powered Detroit Lions offense.
Very true statement.
Now, maybe
you're a TMZ guy, just looking from a high level and not analyzing the situation.
What and whatever new coach Jameis bump they had. They lost it in using on Green Bay.
But now they get Jackson Dart out of CTE prison.
Okay.
The offense takes an obvious step forward. And Sean, you have to know who the Lions play next week. The team that mollywopped them, embarrassed them to open the season. And on a short week, Packers, Lions. Yeah. This is the same spot we just talked about with the Ravens and the Jets.
Yeah, the difference is the Lions are coming off a loss. The Lions can't mess around and lose. The Lions are such a much better matchup. The Lions aren't.
I'm saying the points. You're like you said, a 17-point game. They got the short week on deck. Jackson Dart orchestrates a nice looking fourth quarter drive to keep his EPA numbers looking good.
And then he fumbles going into the end zone.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there, but
I think Lions win by 17. I like this a lot. Give me the Lions laying the 10.
Exactly 17.
Yeah, I think they're live in a pleaser card.
And for what it's worth, I don't really care about the Abdul Carter story.
Okay,
I'm interested. It's funny that you are interested as someone who has definitely scoffed at that kind of storytelling.
No,
but there is conflicting reports of if he was sleeping. It sounds like if you want the real story and not the TMZ story.
Sure, I heard
there has been some attention problems from him in meetings and. Potentially there was some Kafka changed some schedule stuff and that he missed it because he wasn't paying attention in the meeting, not actually sleeping through it. So,
okay.
Still,
well, he was clearly punished by the head coach.
No. And that's the best thing that Kafka has done so far is hold people
punish Abdul Carter.
Hold people accountable, not just Abdul Carter.
Were you taking any more Abdul Carter 19-1 defensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I will look at that paper ticket simply because it just takes one big set. There's not really a stranglehold in my opinion.
It is kind of crazy. Some of the names up top there in the defensive rookie of the year. How many sacks do you think he has to get to win this?
He just needs to have a couple games, and they still have a game against the Raiders.
Does he have a sack yet?
He has a sack. He's also had 4 sacks taken off the board with penalties.
Oh, okay.
He's also had 2 sacks taken off the board with intentional grounding. So, I mean, it's again, the pressure numbers speak for themselves. I know you
do. The voters care about pressure numbers.
Yeah. That's why his odds reflect he has a half a sack and he's still 4th favorite to win the award. That tells you everything you need to know about how the voters view his performance.
He's 19-1. He was like, you had to lay money earlier on to play him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because other people have created counting stats.
Yeah. I'm
just saying that his ability to catch up will be very quick because of where he started. It's like the college football playoff. If you start at the top, it's very easy to stay near the top. Game number 4 in the early window, the New England Patriots head to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, who are catching 7.5. This number came off the board at some point on Wednesday. It does seem like there is now more than speculation that Joe Burrow could return after having his first full team practice on Wednesday, catching 7.5 points at home, plus 320 on the money line. Patriots minus 390, 49.5 is the total. This is if I had the circle one game this week in terms of gambling Spidey sense, this is the game. Now I hate that Joe Burrow's coming back. It hasn't really, in my opinion, moved the number like it should if he really is coming back. But it feels trappy.
What feels trappy?
The Bengals.
Oh, really? Why is that?
It's just, I said, the gambling Spidey sense. if the news is coming out and the inertia is going towards Burrow playing,
yeah,
we've seen the number come in a little bit, but not a major jump. That tells me that we're missing a piece of information. Now the Bengals have sucked, but if Joe Burrow comes back, they become a completely different team, you would think. And you would think that Joe Burrow is worth a touchdown over Joe Flacco or something like.
Well, this is interesting too because Joe Flacco's not 100%. So how much of that is factored in?
Joe Burrow full practice, Joe Flacco no practice.
Yeah, I think this is how you can justify taking the Bengals is that I think Joe Burrow is starting, and I think when it's announced that he's starting, this line is going to go down. I think it's going to move. I would say at least 3 points.
So
I mean, Ryan, what do you think? If Joe Burrow is announced, what do you think this line closes at?
Like Patriots by 3.5.
Oh wow! So you think 4 points?
Yeah, I mean maybe a little bit less. Now, Peanut in the chat saying there's no news coming out that Burrow is playing. Well, the news is that Zach Taylor said he can't play without having a full week of practice. He hadn't had a full practice yet. AKA practice with the team. He had that today, which means he can have a full week of practice. So there's a lot of people connecting the dots as to this could be the week he returns, as most people are commonly speculating that they're going to wait and bring him back against the Ravens.
Mean, the problem is Hunter Henry is just going to eat against this Bengals defense, right? I think Hunter Henry, I saw his price 10-1. 2 touchdowns. I don't know how you don't play that. I think the Pats running backs, again, Drake May is playing really good. They have extra rest. Now this could work against them, right? The Pats have won 8 in a row. They're probably due for a little slip up, a little mess up game at some point. Matchup wise though, Christian Gonzalez, no Jamar Chase. We didn't really talk on that. He accidentally spit on Jalen Ramsey. He was trying to spit on the ground. Christian Gonzalez.
Did you hear what he said? There, I mean, I didn't actually verify the quote, but that if
he wanted to spit on him, he'd spit on his face, not towards his to the ground.
That's a strong statement.
Trey Hendrickson is still out, so the Bengals defense is going to be super questionable. And Drake May has just been awesome, averaging 8 yards per attempt, 8 straight games. That's kind of historic right now. And you put Christian Gonzalez on T. Higgins. It might be tough for this Bengals team to move the ball, but again,
Yoshi Voss.
Yeah, Yoshi Voss. It sounds like Gesicki might be coming back, and the Pats secondary has not been good. I mean, I think if you're a Pats fan, that is their weakness. You even saw against the Bucs. The Bucs were able to throw all over the back end of the Pats, but again, like that game, they didn't get the cover. So this is a higher point spread. This is a worse defense. We don't guarantee that we get Joe Burrow. I think since we're picking it now, almost you have to take the 7.5 because I feel like you're going to get the good number once he's announced.
I mean, because if it's not, it could be bad, right? Like if you know that Flacco's starting, what are you taking?
Yeah, I guess maybe the Pats.
I keep saying this is a trap. I got to stick to my gut.
You're going to take
Give
New
me
England.
the Pats.
Okay.
In some ways too, like if Burrow isn't I don't see why they would rush Burrow back, but
it's a baby fucking wheel.
Well, their season is almost done for. I mean, I guess the counter is, well, do you think they have a chance at the wild card? Because
I think the 7th seed in the AFC is going to be it's probably not going to be them, but they're not dead, and they're
3-7. So I think in their mind, hey, we got to win this game against a Pats team who might be a little complacent. I'll take the Bengals plus 7.5 because I think you're going to get a good number when Burrow is announced.
I'd have to look at the schedule, but also is their path to getting in better through the division?
Yeah, they're 3 games back in the division.
They still play Baltimore twice and Cleveland to end the year. Yeah, and they split with Pittsburgh. So in some ways, the same look ahead angle I used for the Ravens does exist a little bit.
They certainly could look at it and go, "Hey, we're going to play for the division.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns.
We'll save him for next week." But I think that he got a full practice on Wednesday. I think he's going to play. Give me the Bengals plus 7.5. Kramer laying the 7.5 on the road with the baby whales.
I think there's a chance, but I'm going to go with Burrow doesn't come back this week. Game number 5. Wait, did I lie to everyone? Do we actually have 7? I might have lied to myself with this little error in the sheet. We have 7 early games. My God. Game 5 in the early window, Seattle Seahawks, Tennessee Titans, great jersey matchup here, and even more curious logos on the screen, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. The Seahawks laying 13 points, Sean, on the road here in the early window. A lot of body clock conversations to be had. Minus 950 on the money line, Titans plus 650 for a single game of football. Sean?
Yeah,
not total guys, but 40 points at this point. How could you possibly take the over unless the Seahawks are going to do it by themselves?
Yeah.
Cam Ward looked better last week.
Well, he had one good drive,
but they still are they just aren't good. Simmons being back was big though.
Yeah. It helps their defense. And I think that was their Super Bowl, right? And kind of mentioned that when we talked about it. I was just, the Titans are still in auto fade for me last week. They're still in auto fade this week. They're 6-24 ATS. They're 2-0 ATS their last 2 games. I just don't think it continues. Now, the case for the Titans would be, hey, it's 13 points. And Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward's decent at throwing the football. And listening to the film, guys, he does do some stuff right. The problem also is the Titans offense is a complete mess. He doesn't help himself at all with fumbling issues. He's not super mobile.
The ball hasn't just squirted out in a while. That's
but he hits some tough throws. So he checks that box at least. I don't know if I would say total bust, blow it up. I would love to see him in a better situation, but who knows? Like, their offense is kind of a total mess. To begin with. Now, Seahawks off a loss, Seahawks on the road. This is a very good situation spot for them. We actually have history, Ryan, of Darnold coming off. Now, he threw 4 interceptions, but Darnold came off a 3 interception game last year and played the Titans on the road, which was kind of fun. They ended up winning by 10 with that Vikings team. Titans -4 turnover differential. I think that's going to be the big difference here. I think this Seahawks defense, you saw that Seahawks defense. That Seahawks team had no business covering that number, no business hanging around in that Rams game, but the Seahawks defense did a great job fucking up Matt Stafford. I don't know how Matt Stafford's MVP odds got better after that game. Just shows you that wins and QB wins are such a part of the formula that his odds got better after that game where he didn't play particularly well. Again, he got the win, which is the most important thing as a quarterback, but statistically, I mean, you watched it. It wasn't his best game, but maybe this is the only case I could make for the Titans is this is a look ahead for Sam Darnold personally against the Vikings. But the counter is,
I don't think he cares.
The counter is this Titans team is unbettable, and that was their Super Bowl last week against a division opponent. They don't care about Seattle. Again, Seattle's a non-conference road favorite, laying 13. That is a very tough situation, but I think they deserve to be laying 13. Give me the Hawks laying 13. What are you doing, Kramer?
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a 28-10 kind of game.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean,
you're right. The only situational spot to be concerned about is Sam Darnold against the Vikings. But if anyone's going to be bitter, it's going to be the Vikings. I think Sam Darnold is pretty at peace with everything. He's elevated himself from the situation in Minnesota, and he's now not being viewed as someone who's just got a great puppet master in Kevin O'Connell. He's being viewed as someone who is a bona fide MVP. And so it's pretty easy to talk yourself out of that being the situation. If anything, I might use that for Minnesota here.
Shout out to Jay Adams saying Titans to score 13, but not cover 13. Yeah. I mean,
28-13. There you go. That's a good score.
Yeah.
27-13.
Ryan, off the top of your head, how many times have the Titans put up 20 points?
This season, once. Twice, actually. Twice.
Okay. And I think you're correct. They had 22-21 over the Cardinals, and they had 20 in their 27-20 loss to the Chargers, where they had a defensive and special teams touchdown. This Titans offense is only good for 10 points a game. So I think the Seahawks can put up 24. Thus, give me the Seahawks.
And I don't know if you saw the I'm also on the Seahawks. I don't know if you saw there was some commentary about player body language in the Titans locker room.
Yeah.
So
a lot of bad red flags.
It's not like the transfer portal can open in the NFL, but it certainly is that time of year where you have to start paying attention to teams where guys maybe seem like they're getting ready for vacation. Vikings, Packers, game number 6 in the early window out of 7.
It's not 9.
It's not 9, unfortunately. Although 6, we do
6
like
follows the 9 and craps, right?
No, 5 follows. Five follows the 9. Please, Sean. Vikings, Packers in Green Bay. Green Bay laying 6.5, minus 280 on the money line. Vikings plus 235. 41 is the total. One of the main things I do, like between the week ending and Wednesday episode, is I consume a lot of quarterback related metrics.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy is he's not Shedeur Sanders bad, but he's pretty bad. I think the Packers generally have been playing and playing with good defensive schemes. And I think Jordan Love has been shredding the blitz, aka what Brian Flores is going to throw in his face. This feels like one of the easier picks on the card. A division game, that's probably holding me back from saying that this is definitely going to be on my lock card. I'm a hater of Jordan Love, you know that.
Yes.
Josh Jacobs questionable. Sounds like he's going to be out there.
Yeah, I'm total opposite side. I think this is a really good spot for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
And it starts with, well, first off, it's weird that I'm becoming in some ways a JJ McCarthy supporter. The guy has played 4 games. My whole angle on quote unquote hating on the Vikings was that this guy's a rookie quarterback coming off a year where he was injured. He's going to need some time to figure it out. And the expectations were sky high. Vikings fans were like, well, he's better than Sam Darnold. We went 14-3 with Darnold. Guys, that's not how it works. It's going to take him a while to figure it out. And shout out to Steph Smalls from the Steffi Smalls show. She pointed out that he gets even more amped up at home, and something about that home environment where he gets too amped up, starts sailing passes. You saw he had when he finally calmed down towards the end of the game, he was able to play at a decent level. And I look at this Packers team, and I still think I see a team that's kind of overrated, at least when it comes to the marketplace. They have not been good covering decent spreads against bad teams. You look at the Panthers, you look at the Browns coming in. Well, that was at Cleveland, but still, like, the Packers have just not put away bad teams. They're 0-6 ATS is a 4-point favorite or more. Jordan Love in his career has not been good against teams sub 500. He's 8-14 ATS, 0-5 ATS this season. Josh Jacobs is banged up, and I would go to the formula here.
Wilson looked pretty good.
Okay,
Manuel Wilson.
yeah, I would go to the formula here. The formula is the Vikings can take advantage of teams who have offensive line issues. And I still think the Packers, they have not figured out their replacement at center. I still think they have a bunch of offensive line issues. And you say he's figured out stuff against the blitz. I don't know. Brian Flores has seemed to have had his number. And I think this is something that he can exploit. He's struggled against Brian Flores defenses previously. I think Van Ginkel has a big game. And I think they keep this a game, and I think they could even be live on the money line. So give me the Minnesota Vikings plus 6.5 here. JJ McCarthy, his 2 good games have come on the road, and even he went into Detroit and played one of his better games. Again, it's 4 games. it's a small sample size, but I think he'll play better this game.
The Packers are a little banged up, but I still think that he's going to get turned over against this defense.
Sure, but I just don't trust Jordan Love to cover a big number, considering they don't have Tucker Kraft. A lot of their receivers are banged up. The offensive line continues to struggle. And I think that back foot throw stuff that worked a couple times against the Giants isn't going to work against the Vikings.
Christian Watson was making some very nice plays. I would say that's repeatable.
Yeah.
But and worth noting, Grenard's still out, but Darisaw, I don't know if you mentioned it, Darisaw was back at practice on Wednesday. So something to monitor is he has practiced on Wednesday before and then not made it all the way back. Very shocking. Good luck. I can't believe you're on 9.
It's a week to week league.
Yeah, it's a week to week league, but some quarterbacks are fucking bad.
Yeah, but he's been better on the road. You could have said that same stuff against him going into the Lions, right?
I agree with what your statement that he's better on the road. I don't think this is going to be the spot where
I think cold weather is going to be good for him.
Oh, maybe him throwing less is probably good for him.
Yeah, they're gonna run a ton.
Game 7, last one in the early window. Colts versus Chiefs. Another cool jersey matchup here. I feel like this makes me think of that playoff game. Crazy ass Andrew Luck comeback. Chiefs laying 3 -180 on the money line. Colts +155. 50.5 is the total. Colts were off last week. Out of sight, out of mind. Meanwhile, now the Chiefs probably not even going to win their division. Sean.
Yeah, who saw that coming? Oh, me.
Well,
I didn't play the Broncos last week, but I did have them winning the AFC West and the AFC, and their path continues to look better and better.
We'll see. I think they're going to probably be a team that you might. A lot of
that defense and offensive line. If they get the number 1 seed, they could be a tough out.
Could be a tough out. Probably betting against them in the playoffs. What are you doing here in Colts Chiefs?
Yeah, call me a sucker. Give me the Chiefs laying the 3. I think we did see the unraveling of Daniel Jones, and yeah, you got it. They figured it. He eventually got it done against the Atlanta Falcons, but I'm still skeptical. And we saw old Daniel Jones, our old buddy, Mr. Jones. You saw them fall apart against the Steelers on the road. It got super shaky against the Falcons. I think any other team but the Falcons, who just find ways to lose, probably beats that Colts team. They're coming off a bye. Teams coming off a bye have not looked particularly well. And this is the Chiefs at their most desperate. I guess I'm going to be really shocked if the Chiefs lose 3 games in a row. They, as simple as that handicap is, I'm applying it here.
You were surprised when they lost last week, though, or were you?
I was a little bit. Again, I wasn't locking up the Chiefs, but I did like them in that spot at Denver. But this would be the 3rd loss in a row, and that doesn't happen a lot in the Chiefs Mahomes era. And
it's going to be rain, it sounds like, in Kansas City for this one.
Yeah, ultimately, yeah, I get it's weird because they were so good last year in 1-score games. Historically, like, this is unsustainable, and the math was right. Now they were 12-0 in 1-score games last year, 0-5 in 1-score games this year. It's kind of a crazy swap, but you look at the advanced numbers, they're like just still up there in the top EPA per play and all that other stuff. I just think Spags can do a good number on this Colts team. I think I think this is just Chiefs are the more desperate team. Colts lose this game. It's not a huge deal. I don't know why Patrick Mahomes hasn't been running enough. I was on the Mahomes anytime touchdown stuff last week because I thought, hey, why not? But it back-to-back road games at Buffalo, 1 carry for 5 yards, at Broncos, 1 carry for 3 yards. It seemed like to me those are big time spots, and that's usually where we see Showtime Mahomes run, which has been a huge key to their offense because they need that little burst. I think Tyquan Thornton has a big game. I'll probably be on him in the prop show, but give me the Chiefs here laying the 3. I still think Daniel Jones has been unraveled here a little bit.
I have to take the Chiefs here at home. If this game was in Indy, maybe I could be talked into it. But as you mentioned, the pumpkin has been forming.
Oh yeah.
Is the bye week good or bad for Daniel Jones?
I don't know. What is you know Daniel Jones better than I do, Ryan.
I would say confidence was a big part of his game.
Yeah. And do you think his confidence got rattled these past two games? Again, they won in Germany.
Well, I think the part that's got to be rattling is that it's very obvious what's happening.
Yeah.
Teams are taking away his first read and he's making mistakes. And so it's like the compounding of those two things. He has to know what's going on, and he has to be having nightmares about Joe Judge and Pat Shermer and Brian Dable throwing the tablet at him.
Oh, Brian Dable is available.
Can I have my release? Yeah, it was fun. You know what it was? He started doing K Adams again.
Yeah.
That was the I mean, when he did that last time, he almost broke his neck. Bad move. Danny.
So we're both on the Chiefs laying the 3.
Yes, of course. I don't know what it is about this Colts team. They could run for 1,000,000 yards, and I'm just not gonna. I'm never gonna get there. I'm a Jags guy. Also worth noting, didn't say it, but worth noting, Colts Texans next week. That always is a weird matchup. So, yeah, early window complete. God's eye will be filled.
Yes, let's go. And of course, let's put together a little Underdog entry, Ryan. Go to Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Play along with us or build your own entry. Of course, you can win up to 5,000 extra money if you go really hardcore.
You know I'm a degenerate.
And of course, use that promo code SGPN. Underdog, let's get a little pick'em cooking up. Kramer, what are you? What's jumping at you?
Let me pull up my props notes for tomorrow because I was.
Well, we're doing fantasy projections, so.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, fantasy projections.
I do like tomorrow. Thornton for the Chiefs, but I don't know. There's some stuff going on with Xavier Worthy. He might not be in, so they don't have his yards out yet. That was one that jumped out at me.
Let me make sure before I start spewing off names. Let me make sure they have. I will say I did read a lot of positive Tyler Algier buzz, Sean, this week. It sounds like they feel like with Kirk Cousins coming in, they're going to really need to get Tyler Algier going a little bit more. Another guy that I heard the coaches talk about shockingly amount was D-Hop. Do we have D-Hop numbers? Only touchdowns.
I'll tell you one I think is going to have a big game. I'll probably be playing his touchdowns. It's priced in, but Hunter Henry against this Bengals team that struggles so much with the tight ends feels like a smash to me. It's set at 42.5 receiving yards. Kramer, could I talk you into that one?
Oh, you want to do the TD or the receiving yards?
Oh, we could do either. Yeah. I think he gets in the end zone. I mean, they didn't let up a touchdown to the Steelers tight end somehow. I think they're due.
That seems impossible.
Yeah. Hunter Henry in the end zone.
And worth noting, they don't have projections yet for him, but Gesicki, he is.
Oh yeah, I could be on Gesicki as well.
He's not. They don't have numbers for him.
Yeah, because he's coming back from injury.
But he's someone to look at. The Zach Taylor made me think he's going to be a big time game this week. All right, let's see what else we got here, Sean. We got. Do they have Max Crosby to get a sack?
Really? You think he's gonna have a decent game?
Nope, they don't have that. It's too obvious. He could set. I mean, he could do a Myles Garrett style. I mean, how do you not run? They stopped handing the ball off to Junkins last time when they brought Shador in. That's an interesting game. We'll get to in a second. Is there anyone in the? Do you want to do a Tyrod prop? They or projection? They have his numbers.
Yeah, he's not like a huge. He's a guy who just kind of wins, but. Yeah, 167.5, I guess, is pretty low. Or sorry, it's 187.5. His rushing yards is 30.5. That actually feels high. But yeah, what do you like there, Kramer?
I would probably just play the completions.
Okay.
Like they're just play the idea that they're going to be trailing a little bit and having to chuck the ball. That would be the only angle I'd have in that game. So maybe we don't play. Oh, you know what? Let's just play. Which running back do you want to play in the Titans? Titans Seahawks game.
Oh, I mean, they love. Why don't you just play Charbonnet to get in the end zone? They love.
That's 2 touchdowns. So we got Hunter Henry higher than a half.
Yep.
Rushing receiving touchdown.
Beautiful.
And Zach Charbonnet higher
to get in the end zone. And of course, $100 entry returns you $330. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Good times as always over on Underdog Fantasy. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. The Rhythm is gonna bet you picks, props, build your own model, and of course, track your picks there in Rhythm with that model. 25% off with the promo code SGPN25. And when you track your picks, you got a chance to win $1,000 college and NFL. Super fun putting together your own models. And again, very easy. You adjust the sliders, you hit the build model button, and it'll tell you, hey, this is what this model has done historically. This is what we projected we'll do in the future. And if you're too lazy and you just want to play Rhythm's plays, you can do that as well. A lot of ways to win over on Rhythm, including tracking your own picks for a chance to win $1,000. That is free to enter. Download the Rhythm app today. Get started with the promo code SGPN25, RITHMM, promo code SGPN25.
All right, let's hop into the afternoon slate, Sean. Jacksonville Jaguars, one of the few logos you probably have seen before, heading to Arizona to the desert. So there is going to be a humidity conversation here. Play the Cardinals. Cardinals +3, +130 on the money line. Jags -150. 47.5 is the total. I will say one of the things I remember most of old timey childhood watching football is the wide shot they used to come into the old Cardinals stadium where people would be up on the mountaintop watching the game through binoculars. Always thought
Sun
that was
Devil
so
Stadium.
cool.
We saw that when we went to Arizona State. We saw that mountain.
Yeah.
There'd be a couple guys parked up there. Madden would always be like, these guys up here.
They love football.
Yeah.
They love football.
Listening on the radio, watching with binoculars.
I kind of like that. There's a certain element.
Let me see if I can pull up an image of that.
There's a certain element of being engaged with your surroundings that is just fabulous. It still hasn't really set in that this Cardinals team and Jacoby Brissett set a completions record in the NFL in an era where we've had complete check down merchants, and it was not a check down job. Michael Wilson going off, Trey McBride going off. I just think this. I don't know what to think about this team. That performance made me feel even more confident that this Cardinals team is sliding towards the bad side of the season. And I think Gannon is back to being very much in a hot seat situation. Kyler, could he go back and play baseball? Like, what's he doing next? This just seems like a team that's about to hit a reset button.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the Jags have been on a wild ride. They had that crazy OT win against the Raiders. Then they have a really bad loss against the Texans. Then they just destroyed the Chargers at home. So they're kind of a tough team to get a handle on. And this Cardinals team, it seemed like they had those streaks where 3-point loss, 3-point loss, 4-point loss. They kept losing close, and now they're just getting their asses kicked. They lost by 19 at home against the 49ers. They lost by 22 at home against the Seahawks. They did beat the Cowboys randomly in between there. So I think if they're playing a really bad defense, maybe they can get something going. But it seems like this Cardinals defense is really falling apart. Back-to-back games where they allowed 40 points. I don't think 3 points is enough. I don't love this Jags team, but I think you got to take them here. I think the Jags should be able to kind of win in the trenches, and the Cardinals, whether it's injuries or scheme or whatever, that defense just cannot slow anyone down. Trey McBride should have a decent game though. I mean, he's just been awesome. And Jacoby Brissett has kind of unlocked him.
And Michael Wilson last week.
Yeah, Michael Wilson played well, but again, it felt like some of it was garbage.
Trey Benson potentially returning this week.
Yeah, I'll take the Jags. I don't love this game as I don't love Jags as a road favorite, but Cardinals to me are kind of like the Falcons where they have talent. They should be playing to win, but it's just not working out for them. What are you doing, Kramer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I think I don't really know what.
Oh, come on. You don't have to pretend like you're going to take the Cardinals.
I was giving you a lot of reasons why the Cardinals might, but I mean, I also think that something clearly changed with the Jags last week against the Justin Herbert Harbaugh led Chargers. You don't,
but I don't know. Also, that could be a reason to fade this Jags team coming off a huge win where they're feeling themselves.
Well, yeah, and heading away from their fabulous humidity into the desert could be a problem. Although the desert currently is getting some water, so that's going to help the Jags.
Okay, great.
But I worry a little bit. So, when's the last time we saw a Harbaugh team get completely dominated? And specifically, when's the last time we've seen Herbert look like that kind of ass? 81 passing yards. I'm just saying that I'm speculating that maybe the Jags have turned a corner in the young season with Coach of the Year candidate Liam Cohen leading the way, taking accountability in front of the entire team, et cetera, et cetera. Which, by the way, Liam Cohen is currently, I don't even see his odds. This is ridiculous. 30-1. So I've gotten negative CLV on that bet.
Yeah.
I'm on the Jags -3.
Oh, surprising. Give me the Jags laying the 3.
I'm going to go back on record. I think the other thing I'll say nice about Trevor Lawrence. What's up, Trevor? What is the Mike Minter defense known for? Confusing quarterbacks with the zones. Trevor Lawrence has been confused against zones before.
Yeah.
Did not look confused. Again, something was unlocked.
He didn't look amazing. I mean, it was 14-22.
Whoa.
14-22, 153 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
They didn't need to throw in the second half.
Okay.
Just saying.
He's in the mix there to lead the league in interceptions.
Well, he is every year.
Yeah.
He should be in the top 3 odds every single year. Cause just once, you get like 3 to 5 a game. It's not quite Jameis levels. It's just like, my God, what were you thinking? Cleveland.
I like Peanut killing Maserati Marv for getting appendicitis. What a joke this team is.
I'd be careful messing with the Harrison family. You saw when Dad had to comment about
just
the
to
offense.
Be clear, that was Peanut, not us. Marvin Harrison Sr.
Yeah. We love you and your antique gun collection. Game 2 in the late window. Browns
research
heads to the Brown. So Sean, heads up. We're not only going to have F1 fans.
Oh wow.
European types. We're going to have people barking at the circa as the Browns are in town to take on the Raiders. -4. They were the best road crowd last year, I'd say.
Well, most vocal, and I remember it because it was so funny. Derek Stevens, owner of the Circa, they have these events for opposing fan bases. And again, great reason to come hang out at the Circa Friday nights. If your team is playing, a la the Browns, they'll do like this happy hour thing, get some beers. And hey, if you're wearing your gear, they hook you up with drinks. I forget the whole thing, but it's called a huddle up. It's a fun thing. If your team is visiting, come check it out, hang out there. And we were hanging out with Derek. This is like the huddle up starts like when our show begins. So this is like 3 hours later after the huddle up's ending. Derek's just like, they won't stop barking. The fans keep barking. There was a lot of barking going on from the Browns fans. And shout out to again, I love the Browns fan base. As bad and as miserable as this team has been for how many years, they are still super loyal. So hats off to Browns fans.
Hats off to Browns fans, but this is one of the worst games of the season.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas Raiders are laying 4 -200 on the money line. Browns +175. 36 is the total. Let's break down the quarterback situation. We think it's currently Geno, but maybe Aiden O'Connell getting in there.
Aiden O'Connell, they're slowly bringing him back. I think if they were going to start him, they would have already got him some first team reps. I think this is Geno's last straw. Oh, and
they activated him though, which means he'll be the game day backup. So maybe that's phase 1.
If he struggles, I think he has a chance to get in. And again, good reason to check out youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast. If not only for the Mark Davis logo that Colby found. It's amazing.
It's quite off-putting. Yes.
House in the chat saying looks like Ronald McDonald if he took the makeup and wig off. Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
or if it was just, but he has Ronald McDonald hair. It's very unsettling.
Nothing more hilarious than getting to work, parking in the parking garage I parked in back in the early 2000s in Hollywood, Sean. And you'd have the characters that take pictures, that dress as superheroes and take pictures on Hollywood Boulevard, getting dressed in the back of their car. Very, very sad situation. Much like this Mark Davis image. Raiders laying 4 -200. Like I said, quarterback situation is wild. That's why we have a total of 36. Shador is getting his start. I would like to watch a Josina Anderson live stream for the first start. I think this has the potential to go again, get lost in the numbers. I'm not worried about the first team rep debate. Should backups get more first team reps or not? I think not, but that's for another day. Maybe more questions than answers. And now that he's gotten those first team reps, what can we expect? I would expect Max Crosby to have one of the best games of his career. And I would expect that will be the difference in the game, because I have no other positive things to say about anyone playing in this football game other than Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I would say the best unit on the field, and certainly they're better at home than they are on the road. But this Cleveland defense, I think, is pretty legit, and I think they're going to get up for this game. I think the fact that a bunch of fans are coming, I think is as dumb as we think Shador is or whatever. I think there's going to be some juice in that stadium for Shador, and I think that's going to be enough to get the defense to play pretty good. And I am not laying points with Geno Smith, who is historically horrible as a favorite of 3.5 or more. I get all the negative stuff about Shador. Certainly looked horrible there in that small sample size where he didn't get the first team reps, as Josina Anderson points out. Hope if Kevin Stefanski is really coach of the year, come on, man, there's got to be some plays you can draw up for Shador to the point where like at least he looks competent in some places. You have Quinshon Judkins. Okay,
he had him last week too when he brought Shador in, and they just stopped giving him the fucking ball.
They did
as someone who had a Junkins ladder. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues with their play calling. Maybe they stumble into something here, but on the other side, the Raiders, their play calling just as bad. They're doing jack shit with Ashton Jeanty. The Browns, this is an ugly game. I would say the majority of the skill players in this game, with the exception maybe being Quinshon Judkins, the tight ends, both Bowers, Fannin, and Njoku, the rest are below average. So I think to me, this game is going to be one in the trenches. Now, certainly Max Crosby is good for the Raiders defensive line, but the rest of the Raiders defensive line doesn't do shit. And the Browns offensive line, I think, is noticeably better than the Raiders. So I'm taking the Browns +4. And Shador is, this is hilarious. Sanders will be the 18th different quarterback to make his first career start in the regular season for the Browns since they returned the NFL in 1999. Those quarterbacks are 0-17 straight up. Last quarterback to win was Eric Zaire in 1995. And wouldn't it be poetic justice, Ryan? You know how the NFL works. Shador is going to win this game. They're going to crown his ass. It's going to be a parade in Las Vegas. Shador, champ, Dion quotes, the hot take machine is working overtime. And then he gets his ass kicked the rest of the remaining games. So I think give me the Browns. I don't think the Raiders should be favored over anyone right now. Maybe the Giants, but yeah, give me the Browns.
Good luck. I'm on the Raiders, and let me just read these road games to you. You mentioned the Browns on the road.
No, Browns on the road is a good reason to fade them.
41
but Raiders
17.
as favorites is just as bad.
34-10, 23-9.
Yeah.
32-13.
Yep.
27-20 to the Jets.
But did they have the home crowd at any of these games? I don't think they did. This is like Kramer. We literally watched this game last year.
They're gonna have a Shador crowd.
A Shador crowd and a Browns crowd.
And let's not even forget to mention what Shador did for draft day when he ends up being a 5th round pick. You don't think he's gonna have a cocktail or two out in Vegas? We could have who was it that was spotted over at the
CeeDee Lamb was barfing.
I think we're gonna have a CeeDee Lamb situation with Shador, not taking the situation seriously.
100% no.
This is a bad.
It was 2016 last year. It's going to be 2017 this year. Browns. Let's go.
Shador will put down one of the worst performances we've ever seen in the NFL. Does he finish the game, Sean?
Yes.
Okay. I'll say maybe.
If he wins, will you apologize? Ryan Kramer, was getting tired of bashing Shador Sanders. Can I get that on mic if he wins?
Sure. But if they win, it's not going to be because of him.
Right. But quarterback's job, number one, is to get the win.
Sure. Okay. If he finishes the game.
If he plays the entire game and wins, you will apologize to him.
For this handicap, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a major apology, but just would be fun for the show.
Okay.
Great.
Hey, he's so unathletic. Atlanta heads to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Game number 3 in the late window, 1:25 p.m. on the West Coast. Saints laying 1.5, Sean, minus 125 on the money line. Falcons plus 105, 39.5 is the total. I saw our buddy Adam Rosenberg got down on a little Saints division future before last week.
Oh my God.
What is this? What is this game going to look like? Kirk Cousins versus young Kirk Cousins and Tyler Shuck.
I mean, it's really.
You like that? You like that?
Do you want to take Tyler Shuck as a favorite or Kirk Cousins? Period.
Raheem Morris is such a bad coach. I was just screwing last
really
week,
bad.
Sean. The value of not knowing that I am not going to. I'll say this, Kellen Moore. I have not watched any of his games and thought this guy's a fucking moron. I haven't had that thought with the Saints. Now the Saints might not be a better team, obviously, but sitting and betting, laying 3.5 with the Falcons last week was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, no, and
Raheem Morris is not fit to be an NFL head coach,
which was interesting because it was those 2 previous games, both at New England where they had a chance to win. Thanks for missing that extra point, dickwad. And on the neutral in Germany against the Colts, they had good chances to win both those games. And meanwhile, you let Bryce Young have a career game. Are you kidding me?
Bryce Young climbing up my last 3 years of drafted quarterbacks power rankings.
So he's obviously ahead of Jackson Dart.
Playing through the pain, playing through injury. I mean, he had that hilarious 4th down non-conversion where he was like laying on the ground like an animal that had just been run over by a car. Anyway, back to this game. Yeah, it is hate week though, Sean. Adds a little spice to the situation. I have no idea what. I mean, obviously, I'm not. It's very hard to. I like from a gambling emotional standpoint. I can't take the Falcons, so I think I have to take the Saints.
Yeah, I'm taking.
But it's not a good handicap.
I'm taking the Saints as the favorite here, which is terrifying. But this Atlanta team, the mojo is just so bad, and Drake London being out, I think is I don't really factor in receivers and line movement, and I don't think it should be a huge factor generally for the most part. But Atlanta needs that guy.
Number ones matter. Like Jamar Chase being out is going to matter.
Yeah, you're right.
Drake London being out.
Well, but
matters.
Drake London in particular, because you saw all those balls Michael Penix threw. You watched that Pats game. He was praying and spraying all over the place, and Drake London was pulling them in and keeping them in that game. And in the same way, we've seen Kirk Cousins struggle with accuracy, struggle with his mobility in the pocket, and not look good. I don't think Kirk Cousins has anything left. He's on an 0-6 ATS run. Saints are coming off a bye. So
that's what makes it very interesting, right? This team, young team, were at least key positions of youth, and they haven't really had that time. This is the moment now.
No, now you get Kellen Moore with 2 weeks to prepare with Tyler Shuck, who coming off his first win. showed some signs. Again, it's tough to grade shock because it's such a small sample size.
Last year, Kirk Cousins versus the Saints, he threw for he threw for a total of 544 yards, but 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah,
and he looks like he does not have confidence. Like he's whatever he's doing after he's done playing football, he's already started that. He's thinking about that model boat he's building out in the den.
Now maybe Bijan gets loose. Obviously, that could be the big X factor against the Saints defense. But yeah, give me the Saints laying the 1.5.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm done betting on the Falcons.
Is Raheem Morris the next? Any chance he gets fired in season?
Probably not.
Penix getting hurt.
It's the end of the season, but I think they're gonna have to reset again. And it's tough because they gave up their first round pick to the Rams, which could end up being a pretty good pick.
Do you think the GM has pointed out to the owner this is why he drafted a quarterback number 8?
The 2 quarterback plan is finally paying off.
I mean, Penix is going to miss part of next year, from what I understand.
Yeah. Well, and he's had so many.
He's not good. Where does he sit next to JJ McCarthy for you right now?
Oh, I don't know. That's how could you even? I mean, JJ McCarthy's played 4 games. I know everyone wants to bury him, and now all of a sudden I'm a JJ defender. He's started 4 games.
All right, enough. We'll get Sean.
It's not like Jackson Dart where you start getting his measurements for the gold jacket after 2 wins. Or how many wins is?
Again,
okay, wins don't matter.
Rookie wins don't matter.
Okay.
Very clear and explicit thing I've said repeatedly.
Sorry, your EPA gold jacket.
Well, it is those numbers. The underlying numbers are important to look at. So great point. Data does matter. Last game in the late window,
wasn't he like better than Mahomes in EPA?
There are certain ways you could look at Jackson Dart and feel very positive about the future, as he is above some very excellent quarterbacks in numbers that I trust. Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles laying 3.5 on the road, -170 on the money line. Cowboys +150, 47.5 is the total. The picture Colby used of Jerry Jones looks like he just shit all over himself. I will be honest, Sean. Yeah. I wouldn't bring up a TMZ storyline when handicapping NFL football, but it does seem like whatever this it feels a little bit like a hit job. If you're not familiar, basically there was some information from sources that people in the building view Jalen Hurts like a Carson Wentz 2.0. And when I saw the Carson Wentz 2.0, I got a chuckle and I said, we'll have to talk about this later.
Derek Gunn, who no longer has a job and he retired and then still finds ways has gone out of his way to shit on Hurts a number of times. You read basically what he put out this week was the same thing he put out in February of 2024 after their 2023 season unraveled. They ended up going and winning the Super Bowl. So yeah, whatever. It comes with the territory. When you're the top dog in the NFL, people are always looking for reasons to take you down. And the Philly media, as much as I do find it entertaining, if the team is winning games, they have to find other things to talk about, other reasons to get clicks, get people locked in, get people fired up. So if it's Hurts drama, AJ drama, whatever it is, meanwhile, the real story should be how dominant this defense is, playing at a historic level. Back-to-back games where they've let up 16 total points against very good offenses that were, Ryan, as someone who loves EPA, they were leading the league in EPA. Those 2 offenses combined for 16 points against the Eagles. That's probably what the story should be. Again, Jalen Hurts' greatest asset as a quarterback is his ability to win, which if you watch the NFL, you realize and understand how hard it is to win games, and whether it's limiting turnovers, making big plays when you have to, converting third downs. Yeah, he can't throw the ball the farthest. He doesn't have the most accurate arm. Is he the all these other sort of intangible things where you go, oh, this guy's the greatest. Look at Justin Herbert. He's got a cannon for an arm. Meanwhile, he's not got a guy who's going to win shit. And that's why Jalen Hurts is the dog. That's why I love him and what he puts into the quarterback position here for the Philadelphia Eagles. So Jalen Hurts has my support, and it seems like he has the support of the locker room. And all this drama doesn't really seem to impact them on the field in any tangible way.
Are we worried about Lane Johnson and Cam Jurgens missing this week?
So, yeah, I mean, Lane is a very good right tackle, arguably the best in the league, but he's been kind of playing banged up. And since joining the Eagles in 2022, Fred Johnson has played 50% or more of Philadelphia's offensive snaps in 11 games. They've done very well straight up. I think it's 9-2 straight up in those games. Now, certainly the concern with Jurgens, I would say, as much as I love Jurgens and he's a dog, man, like I don't know if he fully ever healed from that back issue coming into this season. Like he clearly wasn't the same. He missed some time. The hope was he was going to be 100% coming out of the bye. Clearly wasn't. I think a fully healthy Brett Toth is almost better than the version of Jurgens we were seeing. If you watch the film, he was missing some bad stuff. And in general, that's why, if you want to know why the run game has struggled, it's the interior offensive line led by Jurgens has not been playing particularly well. So you put a healthy Brett Toth in there. Now, Fred Johnson, obviously nowhere near Lane Johnson, but I think he's at least replacement level right tackle. So Lane will be missed, but I think, I think they're still going to be okay offensive line. And the offense has had their issues, but this is a good defense to go up as a get right spot for this offense. And thankfully the offense doesn't have to do much. The way this defense is playing, lights out. Jalen Carter, I'm sure, is dying for a revenge game against the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, he was set up by the NFL, tossed out of the game opening night there. Ryan, remember watching at the circuit? We're like, wait, he's not playing this game.
Shouldn't have spit.
It was a completely wild. Again, he was also trying to spit on the ground. Dak made the mistake of getting in front of that.
I just don't get, like, hey, I'm about to get into a fight. Let me spit on someone. It's very weird behavior.
Well, you see red, and you
very
lose.
Weird
you lose.
behavior.
It's like me at the Verizon store.
You spit on someone?
No, but
okay, what happened?
I saw.
How'd you hold back?
I saw red and I realized, hey, don't attack this man. He is just a plebe at the Verizon store trying to antagonize you.
Whatever you do, don't spit.
And so obviously I'm always going to take the Eagles and fade the Cowboys, but a couple fun nuggets here. Eagles in the Kelly Green jerseys. They've been 5-0 undefeated since they brought them back. That's a nice little angle there. But I would say the Jalen Carter revenge game. This defense, man, since you get Nakobe Dean back healthy, which is they're like struggling to find a role for Jahad Campbell out on the field, but he's been playing really well. It's just Nakobe Dean is awesome. Even Adoree Jackson, who the Giants left for dead and Ryan thought would curse the franchise. He played one of his better games in a long time against the Lions receivers.
He's going to get destroyed in this game.
Why was he able to do well against the Lions receivers in your mind?
No idea.
Okay. Chris Long,
consistent effort is a problem with him.
Chris Long highlighted what Jordan Davis said post game. They came into our house and they got what they deserve. That's the mentality of this Eagles team. And if you're looking for, and the Eagles defense is going to put this Cowboys team to work. You saw the Cowboys struggling with the Cardinals offense not that long ago. Cowboys are on a short week coming back from Vegas where we know some of the players were partying. And I mean, hats off to them. They won that game for their teammate. That was a very touching story, getting the win for the Cowboys. I think that has to be somewhat emotionally draining doing that game, everything they dealt with. They got up for it and had a nice win. Congrats to them. But now you come back. I think it's the game after the game. I get it's a division rival, but I think it's going to be tough when you get up for a huge game like that. It's natural to have a bit of a letdown after that. And I think this Eagles team matches up perfectly against them. And then Jalen Hurts has been criticized left and right his entire career. And the guy just continues to respond by playing high quality football and winning the games. If you don't understand that there's more to the quarterback position than just, throwing the football. I think talk to Joe Milton, talk to Jeff George, guys that knew how to throw the football. That's different than playing the quarterback position, which Jalen Hurts does at an elite level. Give me the Eagles laying 3.5. Kramer?
I think it helps to be able to throw the ball, though.
Yeah, obviously I couldn't play quarterback in the NFL, but I think you can make a base level of throws, and after that, it's a shit ton of mental stuff. Not only the reads, what goes on in the locker room, your leadership you show to the team as a whole, your ability not to turn the ball over, create opportunities for the other team. Everyone wants to say, game manager as if it's an insult, but I think you look at elite quarterbacks, look at Tom Brady. He was an elite game manager. He always had them in a position to win that game. He also had very good defenses, and he used that to his advantage.
You also generally only get called a game manager when you've won the Super Bowl and you're not. People don't think you're that good. I think oftentimes you like.
I think people just use that as a generic insult where it's like,
yeah,
you're
but
bad, but you're not Shedeur Sanders, but you're like. Oh, like Geno Smith was probably called a game manager.
Yeah, but think about the state of quarterbacks. A game manager is an above average quarterback at this stage.
But I would
the National
also look at like teams who blow games. Look at the Chiefs. Mahomes doesn't throw some of those red zone interceptions. Maybe they beat the Broncos. Like there's, I get it. It's a fine line where you want the quarterback to play aggressive, but Hurts has a great ability of making the right amount of plays he needs to win the game, and that's what I care about. You can take your fantasy football bullshit and shove it up your ass for all I care.
Well, but he's pretty good at that as well, generally, with his anytime touchdowns.
Sure. But you know what I mean? Like passing yard stats and whatever, that they'll always use that to critique Hurts. Meanwhile, anytime there's a big third down or big fourth down, I love the fact that Jalen Hurts has the football. And also shout out to the Detroit Lions, who instead of being whiny bitches and trying to stop the tush push via the rule book, they did it on the field. Dan Campbell came up with creative ways to bring in their linebackers and attack the side, and came up with a really good formula. I disagree with some of the spots as someone who's watched the play a million times. I kind of know where Hurts is holding the football. I disagree with the spots on a couple of those, but hats off to him for trying to stop the play on the field instead of via litigation and the rule book. And Dan Campbell obviously has my respect as a head coach.
All right.
So what are you doing, Ryan?
Anything else? Well, I'm never going to take the Cowboys.
Okay.
That's established.
Any thoughts on the game?
I would be concerned about the current state of the passing game for the Cowboys. I'd also be concerned about the way the Cowboys defensive line looked last week, considering the injuries for the Eagles.
Quinton Williams against the interior offensive line is certainly a concern. But if you think the Cowboys offense was cooking because they were playing the Raiders defense.
Yes, but they specifically the way that Pickens and CeeDee Lamb have been playing.
Oh, I cannot wait to see them go up against Quignon and Cooper.
Yeah, it feels like the weakness on the team just because of a couple good games. You're feeling confident. And I think they're still going to be beatable. That would be my concern if I was backing the Cowboys.
I'm not concerned,
but I'm not. So, and you're also not concerned about Jalen Hurts and subverting his coaches by changing the play call. Not at all worried about that. That was also a talking point I saw in the tabloids this week.
I mean, sure. I feel like. I'm not going to justify that response.
Perfect.
When you're on top, everyone's going to come for you. So be it. He's used to the noise. He tunes it out, and that's why it makes him a great quarterback.
Yeah, he tunes it just like he tunes out the coach's play call.
Yeah, if you're a Super Bowl MVP, I'm down to give you some latitude.
Sunday Night Football, 5:20 p.m. on the West Coast. The Tampa Bay Bucks, the Los Angeles Rams in LA. A rare time where the Rams should have a dominant overtaking of the stadium here. Rams laying 6.5, -310 on the money line. Bucks +260, 49.5 is the total. How are we feeling about the health of our Bucks?
Well, I mean, both teams are kind of banged up. The Rams got a little bite of the injury bug, and that was a pretty physical game against the Seahawks. But Yeah, I don't know.
They're
I mean,
pretty healthy though.
Yeah, well, Higbee they lost to IR, and that's why Parkinson got in the end zone instead of Higbee, which is unfortunate. They also lost Quentin Lake and Rob Haverstein, the offensive lineman. Quentin Lake, DB back there. So but yeah, I mean the Bucks. Honestly, I was like, why? And I wasn't really locked into it, the Vita Vea injury stuff, but kind of in hindsight and seeing what the Bills were able to do defensively, he was not. He just hasn't been the force that he is normally. Like clearly he's out there. He was on the injury report. It's always tough when these guys are on the injury report, but they're playing, and to what degree. But I do think Vita Vea isn't 100%, and I think that's huge. And yeah, this Rams team is playing pretty good. I think they're, to me, number 2 in my power rankings as far as the NFC. Okay. I mean, who would you have above the Rams right now besides the Eagles?
Seahawks.
Okay.
I think a lot of people probably do.
All right.
Just from again,
I cannot put the Seahawks above them because they picked off Darnold 4 times.
I understand. I'm just telling you, like they'll make the argument that if these teams played on a neutral, this is the way I'd make the game. This strikes me as another earlier I said the Bengals game it's Spidey gambling sense that felt easy, or at least it's the side I should take. In this one, it feels like we need to be back on the Bucks here.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm on the Rams. I get it. Baker's just so tempting as a dog, but man, I just don't think this. I don't think this Bucks team is it.
Do you think Bucky Irvin's playing? Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Godwin playing doesn't matter.
Godwin, no. Godwin's not impacting my handicap because if he does play, I can't expect a ton out of him. And Baker, quietly, as much as I love Baker, a little bit of a Kirk Cousins in him. Last 13 starts at night in prime time. Ryan, what would you guess his straight up record is?
Oh, like not good, like 40%.
Well, I'm highlighting it because it's not good. But what would you guess? 13 games. How
3 and 10,
2 and 11.
Really?
4 and 9 ATS. And man, the Bucks letting up this many points against good offenses on the road. This is also a horrible travel spot for a very injured team. You fly up to Buffalo, fly back to Florida, fly out to the West Coast. This is just, I just think it's just too much for this Bucks team right now. And Baker is just not, it's just not clicking for him. They don't have enough weapons offensively, and the defense has really kind of been letting them down, and they're incredibly banged up. So I will take the Rams laying the 6.5 at home. Kramer, what are you doing?
Good luck. Like I said, I'm on the Bucks. I think probably the same thing that had you taking and now not taking the Bucks last week is the reason I like the Bucks this week. I just, there's something about this number. There's something about the Rams coming off a very big win against the Seahawks. There's something about the fact that I do believe the Bucks at the end of the day will end up being one of the division winners, and this is a massive game for tiebreakers.
I just think Stafford's gonna carve them up.
Does like seem that defense, like, Dean's not coming back.
Dean Ryan. As soon as that guy went out, that it wasn't the same for that Bucks defense.
Let's see if I'll bet. I didn't go with it, or I did go with it last. Maybe this is the last time I go with the Bucks, but the 6.5 seems too obvious once again. Last game, Monday Night Football, and of course I didn't mention it, but the Broncos, Chargers, Dolphins, and Commanders all on bye. Little siesta for the Spain teams. Panthers, Niners. What a matchup on Monday Night Football. We have the ultimate Christian McCaffrey revenge spot. -6.5 for the Niners. -310 on the money line. Panthers +260. 49 is the total. I think we have slightly different opinions on the return of Ricky Pearsall. Certainly Bryce Young coming.
What's my opinion on Ricky Pearsall?
Sorry, Brock Purdy.
Oh, okay.
And Ricky Pearsall didn't do much last week, but I think I was saying that I didn't know how much I took away from the Purdy return, and you were saying he looked pretty good.
Well, he was very successful in the offense.
Yes, I think the offense was successful. It had shades of like Jordan Love's success to me, which I know everyone reminds me whenever I post an EPA graph that has Jordan Love at the top. Like what about this? And I reply that EPA is a flawed statistic.
Except when it shows off Jackson.
Yeah,
Dart.
of course. Well, no, it's I post it because I want to share it with people, but it's also a flawed statistic. So Panthers catching the 6.5, Sean. They kind of like that was a nice win for them. I'm trying to not take too much of the emotion out of how much I fucking hate the Falcons now.
Yeah.
And I was on the Niners last week. They look good. They kind of looked like the kind of team that could thump a team like the Panthers coming across the country to face them here on Monday Night Football. And you want to talk about a team that, could squeak their way into the mix back in the power rankings for the NFC. I think the Niners, after that performance last week, will have some people wondering, is this defense going to be good enough for them to go on a little bit of a run? As you know, that if they make the playoffs, they go to the conference championship game, Sean. Well, the guy can only hope we get a quarterback performance from them. So, yeah, I mean, all right. Feels foolish to be kind of tickled by Bryce Young on the road. And that's why ultimately I think I have to land on the 49ers here. They feel like they're about to crescendo in a way where we're talking about them maybe as a wild card team that can go on a run and win it all.
No. Yeah, I don't share your optimism with the 49ers in this situation. They're just horrible after a win. They're horrible ATS at home. It's crazy. They're just so bad. 1-in-15 ATS after an outright win, and trends off a win, off a loss. I do think there's something to that. And I think this 49ers team, as you pointed out, Ryan, the Brock Purdy stuff was a bit fraudulent. I think the Cardinals did do a good job of exploiting the holes in that 49ers defense. Now, the problem was they got in a 13-0 hole and could never get out of it. But Jacoby Brissett did set the NFL record for completions against this 49ers defense. Now, I get it. Some of it's garbage time, but some of it is just there's not a lot of healthy starters on that 49ers offense. Or defense. I don't think any of their original day one starters are out there. And meanwhile, on the other side, the Panthers are just awesome as a dog. They're 6-4 straight up. All 6 wins are as an outright as a dog. 6 wins as an underdog in their first 11 games, tied for being the most many teams since 1990. And then you also got the 2010 Bears there, 99 Lions on that nugget. But I think the Panthers offensive line is playing really well. And, Ike Ekwonu has developed into a nice tackle there for them. Rico Dowdle just continues to be a bit of a dog. He actually, I don't know if you saw that clip where he called for them to run that screenplay. Loving some Rico Dowdle, and you're going up against a 49ers team 20th in rush defensive DVOA. So I think you can get the ground game going with the Panthers. Now the problem is if the Panthers fall in the hole like they did, or like the Cardinals did, and you can't take advantage of your ability to run the ball, you're playing from a big deficit. That's not how the Panthers normally do things. Although they were in a pretty decent hole against the Falcons. I think their confidence is sky high. I get you want to fade Bryce Young.
It's a letdown spot to me.
But 49ers let down after every win. So that to me is the stronger angle.
They also have the ability to beat up on bad teams. And I think you also, like you highlighted some of the positive road spots for the Panthers, but they've also had spots where they've completely disappeared, like you said. So I do think this has the chance of being very similar to the Cardinals game last week. I'm less of a buyer of the explosive Panthers offense versus the Cardinals. I mean, clearly they had some shit working with big time receivers down the field. And I don't know if I can buy Bryce Young.
Xavier Leggette's going to get on that horse, Ryan.
T-Mac is good, but I'm willing to bet on Salah, and I'm willing to bet on this Niners team to get out to an early lead.
Going to run 25 carries.
Okay. Again, I don't usually find myself on the San Francisco 49ers, but lay the points.
Give me the Carolina Panthers on Monday night.
It's a lot of you end up with a lot of dogs, huh, Sean?
Well, all the sharps love backing some dogs around. Do you have any dogs on your card? No, you got.
Of course, I have dogs on my card. What are you talking about?
1, 2, 3, 4. Started out on a nice run of dogs, and 5. So you have 5. All right, it's reasonable.
Would you like to buy a vowel?
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, you had a couple more.
You, as in you're up, Brian. Lock, dog, and tease. What do you got?
All right. I feel like you're bullying me into going first once again. That's fine though. I'll overcome. I think I'm going to start with my dog first.
Okay.
We'll whip around a little bit, but dog, come on. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers taking down Caleb and his zesty running style. Small dog,
tiny,
still a dog.
Is that's still was that plus 105, Ryan?
Plus 120.
Oh, okay.
If that's, I mean, winners are winners.
Yeah,
what happened last week? I take a small dog. You make fun of me for it. It was the Bears. It wins.
No, I didn't make fun of you for taking the Bears. I was locked up the Bears.
But you still made fun of it as the dog. You played the small dog sound effect.
No, I played the small dog sound effect, but I didn't make fun of you.
Same thing. Lock number 2. Give me the New England Patriots.
Wow.
Laying the 7.5.
Wow.
That was lock number 1. Lock number 2. Give me the New Orleans Saints in a complete emotional play, reckless, pushing it to the limit.
I can't believe you're locking up.
Lock number 3, Raiders -4. Shador.
I was gonna say, what's next? We're locking up the Raiders.
I told this is an emotional bounce back week for me.
Okay.
Tease. Let's get the Green Bay Packers down to a half.
Okay.
Green Bay was close to being on the card too. Let's put the Jets up to 19.5.
That's a sharp tease.
Yeah. And let's get the you know what? No, actually, we're not going to change anything. Let's get the Niners down to a half.
All right. For me, lock number 1 is the Detroit Lions laying 10 at home. Love Dan Campbell off a bounce back spot there, coming off the loss. This feels kind of crazy, but give me Seattle laying 13.
I like that one.
Bonus lock. Give me the Minnesota Vikings plus 6.5. For my dog. I give you real dogs. You know I love where my dog's at. Give me the Carolina Panthers on the money line. Keep the heater going. Plus 260 on the money line for my tease. Give me the Rams down to a half. Give me the. Let's see what else. Give me the Texans. Texans could lose by. Yeah, give me the Texans up to 10. Crossing some key numbers there. And then give me last but not least, give me Seattle -7. Put them in the tease as well. Kramer, what are we doing for our circa million card?
Fuck if I know. Well, what do we of our locks? How much of it do we disagree on? We both like Seattle. We both like New Orleans.
Okay, put those in. Okay. Seattle -13, New Orleans -1.5.
No, I think then we each pick one. Like now, we draft locks.
Okay.
From this point, I would say, give me Patriots -7.5.
Okay, I'll take Detroit -10.
Give me. Well, now we got. Maybe we get one more consensus here.
Okay.
We don't have any. Do we want to go off book and take the Jags?
Why don't we put the Jets?
Jets.
I like the Jets. They were close to being a lock.
Jets.
All right. So our circa million cards: Seattle laying 13, New Orleans laying 1.5, New England laying 7.5, Detroit laying 10, and the New York Jets catching 13.5 points. Appreciate everyone tuning in, smashing that subscribe button. Remember, 25% off everything in the merch store with the promo code HOLIDAY. If you're watching live, we will be back kind of on the earlier side in less than 11 hours, talking college basketball with our buddy Colby from the College Experience. YouTube.com/sportsgambling-podcast. Smash that subscribe button. Appreciate everyone trying to get to 20K subscribers before the NFL season ends. Help us out. Tell a buddy. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Houston Texans, New York Jets money line parlay.
Kramer, let it ride. Play the song, right?
Help me cover the spread. I bet my last time and I'm waiting with dread. Oh Lord, please help me cover I want better fucking execution. I bet the money line on my parlay card. The odds are fine. They made a first down. My team is trying to go downtown. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. My bookie has chased me around the block. Bill collectors are calling me around the clock. I gamble all night, my eyes are red. The dice are all right, and I got poker in my head. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. The time is running down, let's make a first down. I need some luck to make a buck. Oh Lord, we're a point behind. Let's come from behind. Let's go ahead and give me a touchdown. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. It's fourth down, the goal line is just ahead. They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. Oh Lord, thank you so much. My rent is paid. Oh Lord, I love you so much. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread.